Alright, so our last video on knots went over really well. So I'm just going to show you the other knot that I use 90% of the time in the shop and in my fishing, and it's the Uni knot. I use it to attach the backing to my fly reels. You can use it to tie your fly on if you don't want a loop knot. You can use it to splice different backings together. You can use it to splice mono to wire, wire to braid, braid to mono, mono to mono, wire to wire, you name it. It's a very, very versatile knot, and it's the Uni knot. And I'll show you the Uni and the Uni to Uni knot, both of them. Use them a lot in the shop, and they're both very, very useful to know. Okay, so here's the Uni knot. Sorry about this tripod thing. I just know where to get around it. Basically, I like to start the line in my left hand, and if you're going to go through a loop like a fly eye, or if you're going to go around an arbor for a reel, or just anything you're trying to cinch a single Uni knot to, this is how you're going to do it. So you're going to go through the eye, around the reel, or whatever. So you have two lines, basically, just like that. And I like to take my left hand, and I like to hold them like this. You kind of make, what you're going to do is you're going to make a loop with this hand. So you're going to grab your tag in, and then you're just going to go around these two lines 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just cinch it up slowly. Basically, you just did a nail knot without a nail. And once that's cinched, if you have a reel or you tie on a fly or whatever, you just pull on that main line, and it's going to cinch right down on there. It gives you a really nice knot that can't slip out the way you tied it, wrapping around those 2 lines and then underneath itself. This does not slip out. And if you pull on the main line, this just cinches tighter and tighter and tighter. So it's a great knot to tie around an arbor of a reel, because it's going to cinch when you're pulling on the main line. So if you get spooled, unlike an arbor knot, which could slip once you get all the way down to the knot, this won't. You can actually reel back in when all you have is a knot left on your reel. It's going to just cinch tighter and tighter. So that's the single Uni knot. The next thing we can do with the Uni knot is to attach our fly line to our backing if you don't have a loop in it. The Uni knot's basically a nail knot that you don't have a nail on. Alright, so I start off like this, with the tag end of the fly line facing to the right, and my backing to the left. I hold it in my left hand, make that loop again, and then go around 5 times, just like we did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I just want to you don't want to cinch this tight right away. You kind of want to keep it loose. Make sure it's gonna seat nicely on you. And then I'm just gonna slide it all the way to the end of the fly line. Once you get it where you want it, you can slowly cinch it together. You can see it's a perfect little nail knot without a nail, right on your fly line. And I'm just gonna clip the tag ends off. That's how you attach back into fly line without a loop. Just use the Uni knot. Works great. Alright, so the Uni to Uni knot is basically 2 Uni knots on each other. Instead of cinching it on, to a reel or a hook eye or something like that, basically you're just gonna cinch around each line, and then you're gonna pull the 2 lines together, and they're gonna create basically stopper knots, so they can't go anywhere. This is great for braid to braid, mono to braid, braid to wire, mono to wire. Anytime you're trying to to connect two different materials together. It works really well. Even large diameter to small diameter, this will work really well. So what you're going to do here, you're going to hold the two lines, and basically the same thing we just did. We're going to make the loop. I'm going to take this orange line, and I'm going to go around 5 times. You go around 5 times with braid, 5 times with mono, up to, I'd say, 16 pounds. 16 pounds to 25 pounds. You can go 4 times. Over 25 pounds, you only want to go 3 times. Wires 3 times as well. And then you're just going to cinch that lightly. And then I always like to make my loop in my left hand. So from here, I'm just going to turn this whole thing around real quick. And I'm just going to grab this yellow one. I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Go through 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to pull that one. All right. Now once you have both of them there, you're just going to take both the main lines and you're going to pull. And what happens is both those knots seat right up against each other. Like I said, this works great. Wire to mono, mono to mono. If you're making leaders, I use this instead of a blood knot. I can tie this without a tool. Blood knots I can tie without a tool, but they give me a little more trouble than this. This is really easy to tie once you get that muscle memory down of just making the loop in your left hand and wrapping around 5 times. So yeah, it's a great knot. So just trim off these tag ends. And I started using this knot actually surf casting. I would do this as my braid to mono knot after I've had everything like the FG knot, the Alberto knot, everything slip out eventually. And you're losing huge flies and plugs and things like that. I've never had this one fail. You can see it's a nice knot. Slips through the guides pretty easily. It's tapered on both ends, which is also nice. So yeah, now we're going to go over to the winding bench, and I can show you how we'll do the arbor knot. I use this as an arbor knot, and a couple other things we just do over at the tying bench. So yeah. Another use for the uni knot is to attach your backing to your fly reel. A lot of people use the arbor knot. I like the uni knot myself. I've unspooled a lot of reels with an arbor knot. And when you come down to the end, it can rotate on you. And I always have a fear of getting spooled by a fish and not being able to reel back on the reel because of a rotating arbor knot. So I always use the uni knot. First I go around the reel a couple times. And I'm just going to do that same uni. Make the loop. Go through it 5 times. Just draw it so it seats nice. And once it's seated, you can just slide it right down onto the reel. And you'll see it's really secure like that. Just clip it off. There you go. Uni knot arbor to the reel.